Today I added Tesla to F1 2024, put all the settings to automatic, and simulated 10 seasons. How good will Elon Musk and Tesla do in Formula 1? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CFRacing, and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CFRacing, and today, just like the title, thumbnail, and intro of the video said, Tesla, the full electric car company, my least favorite car, probably of all time, is going to be added to Formula 1. I totally haven't procrastinated doing this video because I just don't like Tesla, but hey, here we go. You guys really wanted Tesla in Formula 1, so I'm doing the simulation for you guys today, all 10 years, and it's a good one, let me tell you. Probably the most driver transfers I've ever seen in F1 2024, and even overall in F1 2023 as well. Shout out to Alki38 for the Tesla mod. Really appreciate mods. You know, I love using mods. Link will be in the description down below. And with that being said, everybody, hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord. Link is in the description down below to talk to other F1 fans, and enjoy the simulation. In 2024, Max Verstappen, no surprise there, takes 13 wins, 512 points to win his first World Drivers' Championship of the simulation. Lando Norris takes 9 wins, 512 points as well, but since he had less points than Verstappen, he finishes P2, or less wins, sorry, as Charles Leclerc takes 1 win, 326 points to finish P3. Fernando Alonso takes 251 points to finish P4. Carlos Sainz, 1 win, 244 points to finish P5. Lewis Hamilton, 196 points to finish P6. George Russell, 213 points to finish P7, Oscar Piastri 200 points to finish P8, Yuki Tsunoda 81 points to finish P9, and Sergio Perez had a terrible season in that car, 75 points to finish P10. Red Bull win their first constructors title of the simulation, followed by McLaren P2, Ferrari P3, Mercedes P4, Aston Martin P5, Alpine P6. Tesla had a good first season, they finished P7, Williams P8, VCarb P9, Stake P10, and Haas P10, sorry, and Stake in dead last. I'm so used to saying Haas in dead last. At the mid-season, we got some transfers here. Theo Pourchaire goes to Tesla, Dennis Hauger ends up as a free agent, Yuki Tsunoda goes to Ferrari, Charles Leclerc mid-season goes to Red Bull, and Sergio Perez ended up in a VCarb. And at the end of the season, Daniel Ricciardo retires from Formula 1. That moves Jehan Daruvala to VCarb, Nico Hülkenberg goes to Tesla, that's Enzo Fittipaldi goes to Haas, and Theo Pourchaire ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2025, there is a regulation change to the power and chassis department. In 2025, Lando Norris wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship as he takes 8 wins on the year, 472 points to finish P1. Fernando Alonso actually took 7 wins, 433 points to finish P2, and Max Verstappen took 4 wins, 385 points to finish P3. Charles Leclerc took 4 wins, 361 points to finish P4. George Russell took 240 points to finish P5. Piastri 212 points to finish P6. Lewis Hamilton 1 win, 195 points to finish P7. Carlos Sainz 158 points to finish 8th. Tsunoda 138 points to finish P9. And Lance Stroll 50 points to finish P10. Red Bull win their second consecutive constructors title, followed by McLaren P2 and Aston Martin P3. Mercedes was 4th, followed by Ferrari dropping down to 5th, Williams P6, Alpine 7th, VCarb P8, Haas P9, Tesla unfortunately dropped down to P10, and Stake remain in dead last, and I think they'll be there all simulation. At the end of the season, Sergio Perez goes to Tesla, Nico Hülkenberg goes to Williams, Logan Sargent goes to Haas, Kevin Magnussen goes to Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso goes to Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton goes to Ferrari, Carlos Sainz goes to VCarb, Pierre Gasly retires for some reason, Yuki Tsunoda goes to Alpine, and Theo Pourchaire also goes to Ferrari. And heading into 2026, there's a regulation change to the aero department. In 2026, Max Verstappen is a 2-time world champion in this simulation as he takes 14 wins in that Red Bull, 542 points to finish P1. Lando Norris takes 3 wins, 409 points to finish P2, and Oscar Piastri takes 3 wins, 376 points to finish P3. George Russell takes 1 win, 282 points to finish P4. Charles Leclerc takes 3 wins, 261 points to finish P5. Kevin Magnussen takes 1 win, 260 points to finish P6. Good for K-Mag. Alonso 240 points to finish P7. Stroll 127 points to finish P8. Lewis Hamilton 41 points to finish P9, and Yuki Tsunoda 33 points to finish P10. McLaren win their first constructors title of the simulation, and definitely not going to be their last, as Red Bull finished P2, Mercedes P3, Aston Martin P4, Tesla P5, Alpine P6, Ferrari P7, Williams P8, VCarb P9, Haas P10, and Stake finish in dead last. In the driver transfer market, mid-season, this is why Leclerc wasn't in the title fight. He went to Tesla mid-season. That moved Teo Porcher to Red Bull, Jehan Daruvala went to Ferrari, Logan Sargent went to VCarb, and Sergio Perez ended up going to Haas. And man, if you put all reduced settings, you get a lot of transfers. And at the end of the year, Nico Hülkenberg retires from Formula 1. That moves Victor Martins to Williams, Ayumu Awasa goes to Mercedes, and George Russell ended up as a free agent, but he'll probably be somewhere mid-season next year. And heading into 2027, there is no regulation change. Season 4, 2027, Charles Leclerc wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship as he's driving for Tesla. That's kind of crazy. He took 8 wins, 460 points to finish P1. Lando Norris also took 8 wins, but he only scored 456 points, 4 points behind Charles Leclerc to finish P2. Oscar Piastri took 1 win, 362 points to finish P3. Max Verstappen took 2 wins, 321 points to finish P4. Fernando Alonso, 2 wins, good for him at the age of like 50, 309 points to finish P5. Elon Musk takes his first ever wins in Formula 1 as, I don't know how old he is, probably like 60. 2 wins, 219 points to finish P6. George Russell took a win, 152 points to finish P7. Kevin Magnussen, 125 points to finish P8. Lance Stroll, 84 points to finish P9. And Lewis Hamilton, 71 points to finish P10. McLaren win their second consecutive Constructors title, followed by Tesla P2 and Mercedes P3. Red Bull dropped down to P4, followed by Aston Martin P5, Ferrari P6, VCarb P7, Williams P8. Alpine P8, Williams P9, Haas P10, and stake in dead last. And like I said, last season, Russell goes to Mercedes mid-season, and that leaves Awasa as a free agent. And at the end of the year, Sergio Perez retires from Formula 1. That makes sense. He's not very good anymore. George Russell goes to Haas for some reason. Teo Porcher goes to Mercedes. Jehan Daruvala goes to Red Bull. And Oliver Behrman, let's go, he goes to Ferrari. And heading into 2028, there's a regulation change to the chassis and durability department. Season 5, 2028 was Lando Norris' second World Drivers' Championship of the simulation as he takes 10 wins, 481 points to finish P1, and he had a title fight with his teammate Oscar Piastri, who took 7 wins, 463 points to finish P2. Charles Leclerc took 4 wins, 349 points to finish P3, followed by Verstappen, no wins, but 317 points to finish P4. Alonso, 310 points to finish P5. Elon Musk, 3 wins, 263 points to finish P6. Teo Porcher, 156 points to finish P7. Jehan Daruvala, 85 points to finish P8. Kevin Magnussen, 72 points to finish P9. And Lance Stroll, 62 points to finish P10. McLaren win their third Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Tesla P2, Mercedes P3, Red Bull P4, Aston Martin P5, Ferrari P6, VCarb at P7, Alpine P8, Haas P9, Williams P10, and Stake are in last again. And at the end of the season, Carlos Sainz retires from Formula 1. That moves Ollie Behrman to Ferrari. Zane Maloney as a rookie goes to Ferrari. Ollie Behrman went to VCarb. Lando Norris goes to Tesla. Charles Leclerc goes to McLaren. Ooh, that's a good car right there. Teo Porcher goes to Alpine. Logan Sargent goes to Mercedes. George Russell also goes to VCarb. So Russell Behrman lineup there is pretty solid. Yuki Tsunoda goes to Haas. Jehan Daruvala, spelled his name wrong. He goes to Sauber or Stake, and Zhou ends up in a Red Bull, and heading into 2029, there is no regulation change. Season 6, 2029 is Oscar Piastri's first World Drivers' Championship as he took 12 wins on the year, 553 points to finish P1, and Charles Leclerc took 12 wins on the year, 526 points to finish P2. They won every single race this year. That McLaren was dominant. In P3 was Max Verstappen as he took 342 points. Alonso took 317 points to finish P4. Lando Norris, 221 points to finish P5. Lance Stroll, 188 points to finish P6. Jehan Daruvala, 130 points to finish P7. Elon Musk, 81 points to finish P8. P9, sorry, and Kevin Magnussen, 81 points to finish P10. McLaren win their fourth Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Red Bull P2 and Mercedes P3. Aston Martin finished 4th, followed by Tesla 5th, Ferrari 6th, VCarb 7th, Haas 8th, Williams 9th, Alpine P10, and Stake in dead last. Mid-season, once again, Kevin Magnussen goes to Mercedes, Jehan Daruvala goes to Aston Martin, Zane Maloney goes to Stake Sauber, and Logan Sargent ends up as a Ferrari driver. And at the end of the year, going into 2030, Teo Porcher goes to Mercedes, Alexander Albon goes to Alpine, Lando Norris goes to Williams, Charles Leclerc goes back to Tesla, Victor Martins goes to McLaren, Ayumu Awasa goes to Williams, and Kevin Magnussen, even though he's been pretty solid, he ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2030, There's a regulation change to the power department. Season 7, 2030, Oscar Piastri goes back-to-back as he takes 14 wins on the year, 513 points to finish P1. Max Verstappen takes 7 wins, 506 points. He made a really close title fight. He finishes P2. Lance Stroll, 302 points, finished P3. Charles Leclerc, 2 wins, 293 points back in the Tesla. He finishes P4. Jehan Deruvala takes a win, 291 points to finish P5. Alonso, 275 points to finish P6. Zhou, 122 points to finish P7. Elon Musk, 107 points to finish P8. K-Mag, 99 points to finish P9. And Théo Pourchaire, 62 points to finish P10. McLaren win their 5th Constructors title of the simulation. Yes, that car is fantastic. As Red Bull finished P2 and Aston Martin finished P3. Tesla finished 4th, followed by Mercedes 5th, Ferrari 6th, VCarb 7th, Williams 8th, Haas P9, Alpine P10, and Stake in dead last. Mid-season, once again, Kevin Magnussen, he ends up as a McLaren driver, and Victor Martins was a free agent halfway through the year. And at the end of the season, Théo Pourchaire goes to Tesla, Zhou Guanyu goes to Mercedes, Jehan Deruvala goes to Red Bull, Logan Sargent goes to Aston Martin, Charles Leclerc goes back to Ferrari, Jack Crawford also goes to Ferrari, Victor Martins goes to Alpine, Oscar Piastri retires, even though he's like dominating right now. Esteban Ocon ends up as a free agent, Frederick Vesti goes to Haas, and Enzo Fittipaldi also ends up as a free agent. And heading into 2031, Season 8, there's a regulation change to the aero department. Season 8, 2031, Max Verstappen back on top as he takes 15 wins on the year, 569 points, nice to finish P1. Lewis Hamilton had a resurgence in that McLaren. He took 6 wins, 389 points to finish P2. Charles Leclerc took 291 points to finish P3. Lance Stroll, 2 wins, 236 points to finish P4. Logan Sargent, 222 points to finish P5. George Russell, 1 win, 215 points to finish P6. K-Mag, 185 points to finish P7. Alonso, 166 points to finish P8. Elon Musk, 134 points to finish P9. And Zhou, 108 points to finish P10. Red Bull win their 3rd Constructors title of the simulation, followed by McLaren P2, Mercedes P3, Aston Martin P4, Ferrari P5, Tesla dropped down to P6, VCarb P7, Williams P8, Haas P9, Alpine P10, and Stake finish in dead last. In the driver transfer market, mid-season once again, Théo Pourchaire goes to Ferrari, Alonso goes to Tesla, Russell goes to Mercedes, Enzo Fittipaldi goes to VCarb, and Jack Crawford ended up as a free agent. And at the end of the year, K-Mag retires. That moves Charles Leclerc to McLaren, Lando Norris goes to Ferrari, Théo Pourchaire goes to Williams, Jack Crawford goes to Ferrari, Ayumu Awasa goes to Red Bull, Alonso goes to Williams, Logan Sargent goes to Tesla, Ocon goes to Aston Martin, and Deruvala ends up as a free agent. And there's also no regulation change as well heading into Season 9, 2032. Season 9, 2032 was Charles Leclerc's 2nd World Drivers' Championship of the simulation as he takes 13 wins, 543 points to finish P1. Max Verstappen takes 8 wins, 484 points to finish P2. George Russell takes 1 win, 371 points to finish P3. Lando Norris, 276 points to finish P4. Lewis Hamilton, 2 wins, 252 points to finish P5. He got destroyed by Leclerc as his teammate. Ocon, 157 points to finish P6. Awasa, 141 points to finish P7. Théo Pourchaire, 123 points to finish P8. Elon Musk, 117 points to finish P9. And Lance Stroll, 109 points to finish P10. McLaren win their 6th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Red Bull P2 and Mercedes P3. Ferrari finished P4, followed by Aston Martin P5, Tesla P6, VCarb P7, Haas P8, Alpine P9, Williams P10, and once again, Stake, they're still dead last. I can't believe it. At the mid-season point, Théo Pourchaire went to Red Bull, Awasa went to Ferrari, Deruvala to Williams, and Jack Crawford again ended up as a free agent. And at the end of the season, Charles Leclerc, on the top of his game, retires from Formula 1, unfortunately. That moves Lando Norris back to McLaren. Alonso goes to Ferrari. Esteban Ocon goes to Williams. Frederick Vesti goes to Aston Martin. Charles Leclerc's brother, Arthur Leclerc, he goes to Haas as a rookie. Jack Doohan goes to Red Bull, and Théo Pourchaire ended up as a free agent. And finally, heading into 2033, the last season, we have a major regulation change to 3 departments: chassis, power, and durability. And in 2033, Lando Norris is a 3-time World Drivers' Champion in this simulation as he takes 10 wins, 532 points to finish P1, and it would have been great to see Norris versus Leclerc in this team. That would have been a title fight and a half. Charles Leclerc, or not Charles Leclerc, oh my goodness. Max Verstappen takes 4 wins, 450 points to finish P2. George Russell takes 1 win, 386 points to finish P3. Lewis Hamilton, 279 points to finish P4. Vesti, 3 wins, 191 points to finish P5. Elon Musk, 156 points. He was actually pretty solid as a creative driver. He finished P6. Logan Sargent, 147 points to finish P7. Lance Stroll, 130 points to finish P8. Zane Maloney, 110 points to finish P9. And Jack Crawford, 73 points to finish P10. McLaren win their 7th Constructors title of the simulation. They've had the best car 7 times, followed by Red Bull P2, Mercedes P3, Aston Martin P4, Tesla P5, Ferrari P6, VCarb P7, Alpine P8, Haas P9, Williams P10, and Stake finish in dead last. And for the final time, mid-season driver transfers in season 10, 2033. Jack Crawford goes to Tesla, Logan Sargent to Aston Martin, Frederick Vesti to Williams, Jehan Deruvala to Ferrari, Awasa ended up as a free agent, Zane Maloney went to Red Bull, Isaac Hadjar went to Stake, and Doohan was also a free agent. And that is going to wrap it up for the simulation. So now let's take a look at the final stats for all 10 years. And at the end of all 10 years, McLaren and Red Bull dominated, as McLaren had 7 World Constructors Championships and Red Bull had 3. Max Verstappen had 3 World Drivers Championships, and so did Lando Norris, followed by Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri having 2. Really wasn't a diverse simulation. I mean, 4 is still good in 10 years, but not as diverse as I've seen it before. But in terms of wins, Max Verstappen had 63, Lando Norris had 54, Charles Leclerc actually had 47, Oscar Piastri had 36. Very top heavy between the top 4 drivers. Then it was Lewis Hamilton with 9, Alonso with 9, Elon Musk actually had 5 wins, George Russell had 5 wins, Vesti had 3 wins, Stroll had 2 wins, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen, and Jehan Deruvala all had 1 win. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's simulation. Once again, thank you Ace for helping out with today's video. And with that being said, if you guys are new here, enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, links in the description down below, and I'll see you guys next time.